FBI 1947 declassified report says giant aliens visited our Earth from another dimension. It's the most popular file in the FBI vault, our high-tech electronic reading room housing various bureau records released under the Freedom of Information Act FOIA requests. Over the past 2 years, this file has been viewed nearly 1 million times, yet it is only a single page, relaying an unconfirmed report that the FBI never even followed up on. This is by Vicky Verma on Collective Spark. The FBI vault contains thousands of declassified files about various mysteries of the past. The topic related to UFOs and aliens always remains the most discussed one, and the FBI has a lot of documents stored in its vault speaking of this strange phenomenon. Memorandum 6751 is most important to the ufology, according to former FBI Special Agent John D'Souza. The FBI has always paid great attention to the UFO phenomenon. By the way, this confirms the old suspicions. Many science fiction films are actually based on real events, whether it is leaked that the FBI purposely made to raise public awareness or to recognize agents, existing or former, who consider it unfair to deprive the public knowledge opinion about these secrets. Of course, one cannot believe that Edgar Hoover, a director of the FBI, during those events that we're talking about, was very worried about justice or respect for the right of society to know the facts. And we have a July 8th, 1947 document. Let's remember July 4th, 1947, we had the UFO crash with aliens in Roswell, New Mexico. So he was the ultra-conservative and reactionary who thought differently, but the fact is that in 2010 it became known from the FBI's The Vault page that the agency included in the category of declassified a report prepared, specifically Memo 6751, July 1947, by a special agent of the FBI. He was a lieutenant colonel whose identity was in the interest of national security, and at the direction of the almighty Hoover, erased a report based on an interview with a witness of the appearance of a UFO. A witness shared his own experience of contact with a non-human mind and could tell quite a lot. Memo 6751 acknowledges the existence of an alien presence. Former FBI officer John D'Souza, the author of The Extra-Dimensionals, True Tales and Concepts of Alien Visitors, points to the memorandum as a significant document in ufology. And the breakdown, and I'll read it for you. Memorandum 6751. 1. Part of the discs carry crows, others are under remote control. 2. Their mission is peaceful. The visitors contemplate settling on this planet. 3. These visitors are human-like but much larger in size. Doesn't that sound like Nephilim and Atlanteans to you? I have a playlist for you from the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean, and he claims they had such tremendously advanced technology they were even transversing from one dimension to the other. He called it interdimensional travel, which they weren't supposed to do, but they did. They had a commandment from the divine spirit not to do that, but they did, and that's why he explains that it was a matter of time before the divine spirit put an end to them. Now, going on to this, they are not excarnate earth people, but come from their own world. 5, they do not come from any planet, as we use the word, but from another etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own and is not perceptible to us, in other words, being another dimension. 6, the bodies of the visitors and the craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibration rate of our matter. 7, the discs possess a type of radiant energy or a ray which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. They re-enter the etheric at will and so simply disappear from our vision without trace. 8, the region from which they come is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the Lox and Talus. Students of the esoteric matter will understand these terms. And 9, they probably cannot be reached by radio, but probably can by radar if a signal system can be devised for that purpose. So the mission is peaceful, they say, and their agenda is to settle on Earth. Beings are human-like but much larger. Describes multidimensional beings from an etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own. Weaponized with radiant energy, they enter the etheric or cross dimensions at will. Likens their world to Locus or Talus, and let the newcomers be treated with kindness. Addendum, the front contains the controls, the middle portion is a laboratory, the rear contains armament, which consists essentially of a powerful energy apparatus, perhaps a ray. And according to the report, among other species, we are visited by creatures not only from other planets, but from other dimensions as well. In particular, they are from etheric plane, coexisting with our physical universe. Materialized entities appear as translucent giants. The first thing that comes to mind when reading the document is that we are dealing with a sort of a dreamer, but it should be noted that this fact must have enough consecutive moments to initiate an investigation of the FBI, and this must be recognized when it comes to justifying financial injections at expenses of his resources. The narrator further goes on to explain that these creatures use energy vectors to translate, which are interpreted as flying saucers or UFOs. Their goal is peaceful, if one can consider peaceful the task that they transmit, probably telepathically to the witness, to stay living on this planet without disturbing us. John D'Souza noted in his book that understanding extra-dimensionality is the way to unfold the truth of the paranormal, the spiritual, and even the physical world. These visitors have been with us since time immemorial, and their messages to us are everywhere around us. The truth will eventually explode into our field of vision. If we refuse to listen, then we are only delaying the inevitable to a time when an alarm will be sounded that's so loud that it will consume everything upon the earth. And once the black swans arrive, once we awaken to the numerous mile-long shadows cast by these ancient ships hanging over our ancient cities, soundless, motionless, maddening, it will be too late, he says. Memo 6751 remained classified for 63 years until Executive Order 13526, which allowed for its declassification and release. The memo may not be a smoking gun, but it is significant that it remained untouched for the disinformation campaigns of Project Grudge Blue Book. Although much of the information contained in the memo is extremely detailed, there are some inconsistencies. Firstly, the absence of the name of its author. Although he claims to have several diplomas and that he was the head of a university department, another fact is that the FBI prepared the document and it is not the original that is being investigated. Unlike early Roswell stories, this file refers to, quote, living beings much larger than humans, end quote. In addition, they supposedly can live in another dimension, in another world. However, the author of the article never mentions how he collected all the information. From this point on, every detail in Memorandum 6751 is confusing. This was originally published on House and Wise, and it's on Collective Spark. Please leave your comment, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.